It is said good things come in small packages, or that you should never judge a book by its cover. If this transmitter were a book, it could be titled A Tale of Two Cities. A surprisingly low-priced 8-channel radio that offers an equally surprising amount of functionality. 5 programmable mixes, utilizing the proven SLT FHSS protocol. Special modes for airplane, heli, and even quadcopters. A 30 model memory. Backlit LCD. And even a unique wireless trainer connection. A sort of mini revolution at 2.4 gigahertz. A fully functional radio that belies its low price. Is this book all that it claims? Well, let's see what's under the covers. A sturdy cardboard container keeps the transmitter from bouncing around in the box. The transmitter package includes a charger compatible with both 110 and 220 volts. It even includes European and Asian wall outlet adapters. And of course, no transmitter would be complete without the obligatory neck strap. The battery is a rechargeable 4-cell nickel metal hydride pack. At 1000 milliamps, the transmitter battery could take up to 10 hours to fully charge. However, there does not seem to be an option to use a lithium battery pack for the transmitter, as it would exceed the input voltage. When you connect a charger, the status light will turn red to indicate charging, and then green when finished. The transmitter weighs in at a very light 1.5 pounds. The 31-page manual is easy to follow, and while it's not very verbose, it does cover all the functions of the transmitter. An impressive feature is the abundance of 3-position switches. There is 1 momentary switch, 7 3-position switches, and 2 rear slider controls, all of which are user assignable. The rear sliders are easy to reach and have a distinct notch feel at the center point. All primary controls have configurable digital trims and have good tactile feedback. As you can see, balance with the neck strap is very good. The TTX850 does not include a receiver, so you will have to purchase one to suit your needs. In my case, I use the TR825, an 8-channel full-range receiver. Binding the receiver to the transmitter is actually quite simple. First, turn on the transmitter, then press the link button on the receiver while applying power. After a few moments, the receiver is now linked. Navigating the 850's menus is simple and intuitive. Almost all the functions can be accessed by utilizing 2 navigation buttons and the Enter button. The Escape button always works to bring you back to a previous menu. Pressing the Enter button brings up the settings menu, while if you press and hold the Enter button, it will show you the model setup screens. Pressing the Servo button instantly accesses the servo monitor screen, which I found very convenient for quickly identifying the transmitter configuration. Servo reversing, endpoint travel, and subtrims are easily accessible from the Servo Set menu. I had no trouble changing various settings like dual rates and exponentials without really studying the manual. The 30 model memory is preset to different model types from the factory, but you can reset them to any model of your choosing. In helicopter mode, the TTX850 offers the option of 4 different swash plate types, along with numerous other helicopter options including pitch and throttle curves, gyro gain, and a multitude of other settings. The LCD screen is clear and easy to see in all lighting conditions. Built into the transmitter is a 90-second reduced power range check feature. Also of note are 2 timers that can be set to the throttle or any switch. And lastly, if you press and hold the enter button while turning the transmitter on, you will activate the system setup mode. Here you can adjust the configuration of the transmitter like LCD settings, vibration activation, and various other attributes. Another unique feature of the TTX850 is its special programming for multi-rotors, where it has separate menu options for controlling camera gimbals. So, to truly get a feel for the TTX850, I set up several models, each with their own unique programming configuration. First up is the previously reviewed Arcus M motor glider. The Arcus, while a glider, is set up like any sport plane, except for the addition of spoilers. The spoilers and retractable undercarriage will be on channels 5 and 6, so it is necessary to activate those channels since they are not active by default. This is quick and easy to do via the settings menu. You have the option of giving a channel a name. And once that is done, just select the switch that will activate the channel and the configuration is complete. In just a few minutes, the Arcus was ready to fly. Next up was a flying wing. I selected a new model memory location, then changed the model type from heli to airplane, and lastly, gave it a name. Next, I selected the proper wing type, in this case a delta with 2 ailerons, and the setup was complete. Well, almost complete. I did have to reverse the channels, but that only took a few button pushes. Another model ready to go in about 5 minutes. Again, the TTX850 made setting up special controls very easy. As mentioned earlier, I plan on flying helicopters with this transmitter. This Solo Pro 290 uses the SLT protocol that is compatible with the 850. All I needed to do was rebind the heli to the new transmitter. Once bound to the transmitter, I only needed to select the heli mode and reverse channels as necessary to get up and running with a basic setup. The TTX850 does not have a specific glider mode, so I wanted to see if it could be programmed to do some basic glider controls, like spoilerons, for example. Like before, the basic setup was easy enough, though in this case I used a built-in V-tail configuration. However, to do the spoilerons, I would need to utilize 2 of the programmable mixes. The first step was to choose a master channel to activate the spoilerons. In my case, I chose channel 7. Next, I selected the momentary toggle switch as the control switch. Then I navigated to the programmable mixes. Starting with mix 1, I selected channel 7 as the master and then channel 1 as the slave. This will set up the first aileron. Again, the momentary switch is selected as the control switch. Lastly, I needed to adjust the movement direction. Since I only wanted the aileron to deflect up, only one rate is configured. The same steps are repeated for mix number 2, except the slave channel is now channel 3, which is the second aileron. Note that the mix rate is in the opposite direction in order to compensate for the reversed aileron movement. With the two mixes set, I now have functional spoilerons. Which will help greatly to bring this slippery hot liner to a shorter landing. With the programming done, it was time to hit the skies. Radio Day is here. First up is a high-speed fighter, one that has full house controls along with flaps and retracts. Throttle up, and I'm off. It was a blistering windy day, so I needed quick and responsive controls. As you can see, the 850 did not disappoint. The stick gimbals were smooth and the controls were indeed quick and responsive. I was comfortable flying low-level passes and aerobatics. The real test, however, is my high-speed hotliner. This is a model that can go out of sight in moments. Demands quick responses and has construction that requires a good radio link. However, I felt instantly comfortable flying with the 850. The various switches and sliders were easy to reach and the radio was comfortable to hold. No matter what model I flew, I had no issues adjusting to the TTX850.
There are many radios to choose from which can make finding the right one for you a bit complicated. What's nice about the 850 is its simplicity. Yes, it doesn't have telemetry and it doesn't talk to you about your feelings, but what it does honestly. 8 channels with enough features to get the job done without needing extended time reading the manual. So, is this the radio for competitive sailplanes or competition aerobatics? Maybe not, but for pure usefulness on a budget, the Tactic is hard to beat.